Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we read SEC filings so you don't have to. Today we are going to analyze Marriott Vacations Worldwide's proxy statement. What's a proxy statement? It's like a school election, but with more money and fewer bake sales. Let's see who they're nominating, what juicy details they want us to vote on, and if their executive pay is as extravagant as a timeshare presentation. Alright, buckle up because Marriott Vacations Worldwide wants you to vote on a few key things. First, they need you to elect 8 directors. These are the folks who steer the ship, so it's kind of important. Second, they want you to say yes to their choice of accounting firm, Ernst & Young LFT. Think of it as approving the math teacher for the year. And finally, you get an advisory vote on how much the top executives are getting paid. It's like getting to peek at the principal's bonus and give a thumbs up or down, although the school board can still do whatever they want. Before we dive too deep, let's check on Marriott Vacations Worldwide's recent performance. It looks like their vacation ownership contract sales increased by 2%, landing at $1.81 billion for 2024. Not bad. Net income attributable to common stockholders, which is basically the profit that the owners of the company get, was 21 cents per share. But wait, there's also something called adjusted net income, which is a way companies can tweak the numbers to look a little better. That one's at $258 million or $6.56 per share. And finally, there's adjusted EBITDA, another non-GAAP measure that came in at 72.7 million videos. The company says these adjustments give a clearer picture of the underlying business. Alright, let's talk recommendations. When it comes to electing directors, the board is saying vote for all 8 nominees. For ratifying the accounting firm and approving executive pay, it's another resounding 4. And on the question of how often to have these executive pay votes, the board wants you to say 1 year. So they recommend to vote every year on their pay so you can keep them in check. Let's meet the nominees. We have Matthew E. Averill, who has over 30 years of experience in the hospitality and vacation ownership industry. Then there's James A. Dosh, who's the Global Chief Digital and Technology Officer at Pizza Hut. Lizanne Galbraith is a managing partner at a real estate investment firm. And Mary E. Galligan used to be a managing director at Deloitte, specializing in cybersecurity, of course. We also have John E. Geller Jr., the president and CEO of Marriott Vacations Worldwide. Jonice M. Gray is a partner at a global law firm, and Diana F. Morgan is a former senior vice president at Walt Disney World. Finally, Stephen R. Quazzo is the CEO of a real estate investment firm. They want to decrease the size of the board from 13 to 11 members. Okay, so what do all these people bring to the table? Well, according to the report, there's a lot of corporate leadership, independence, and financial expertise going around. They are really trying to showcase the diversity of background as well. It also looks like cybersecurity is becoming a higher priority as one of the new nominees is an expert in that area. Time to check in on attendance. Apparently, the board met 6 times in 2024 and everyone showed up to at least 75% of the meetings. They even expect the directors to attend the annual stockholders meeting, and this year they all did, so no truancy issues here. Now let's peek at their corporate governance. They're all about good corporate governance and transparency. There is even a commitment to a diverse range of candidates to be considered for the board. William J. Shaw is the chairman, and he is independent, which is good. They do board and committee evaluations, and the results were positive and confirmed the board is effective and governed well. So, how does the board keep an eye on risks? Well, each committee has its own area of responsibility. The audit committee looks at financial, legal, and regulatory risks, as well as cybersecurity. The compensation policy committee makes sure the pay plans don't encourage anyone to take crazy risks. Speaking of cybersecurity, they have a whole team dedicated to managing those risks. The audit committee gets regular updates from the security team and even brings in third-party experts. They also train their employees on information security policies, so hopefully no one's falling for phishing scams. Time to talk money, or rather, who's checking the money. The audit committee has appointed Ernst & Young as the independent auditor for 2025. They've been on the job since 2011, so they know the books pretty well. The audit committee is responsible for making sure Ernst & Young is qualified and independent. The audit fees are in the millions. Here are all the fees to the auditor, Ernst & Young. Audit fees were $8.6 million and tax fees almost at $400,000. There are even all other fees for a whopping $3,600, which is probably for things like accounting software subscriptions. Now for the part everyone loves to hate. Or maybe just loves to know about executive compensation. The named executive officers are listed, including Johnny Geller Jr., the president and chief executive officer, Jason P. Marino, the chief financial officer, and a few other high-ranking folks. The goal of the compensation program, according to this document, is to align executive pay with company performance and stockholder value, motivating executives and attracting and keeping talent. They emphasize pay for performance as a principle. In 2024, the base salaries for these executives were as follows. The CEO is at $950,000, and there were some raises to the others as well. Some of them got a bump to bring their compensation closer to what other companies are paying. But base salary is only part of the story. There's also the annual bonus. The goals of the annual bonuses were adjusted EBITDA and total revenue, which are supposed to reflect company profitability and sustainability. However, the targets were not hit, and they only achieved 28.5% of the bonus goals. Then there are the stock awards, which are designed to tie the executives' interests to the long-term success of the company. The total amount of these stock options for 2024 was in the millions. The CEO received $6 million and the other folks a bit less. Finally, there's the CEO pay ratio, a metric created to show how much more the CEO makes compared to the median employee. For Marriott Vacations Worldwide, that ratio is 156 to 1. Here we find details on stock options and other equity-based awards that haven't yet been exercised or vested. For Mr. Geller, there are thousands of stock appreciation rights and restricted stock units that could potentially be worth millions depending on how the company performs. Now for a quick detour into related person transactions, a common section that tries to find anything unusual where board members might be getting something indirectly from a company. Marriott has a written policy requiring committee review of any transactions over $120,000. It is a common thing now to make sure there are no unusual loopholes that might appear. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Marriott Vacations Worldwide seems to be cruising along at a steady pace. Sales are up slightly, profits are solid, and the board is stocked with experienced people. The focus on cybersecurity is definitely a smart move in today's world. Overall, Marriott Vacations Worldwide seems to be on a pretty stable course. Nothing too exciting, but nothing too alarming either. Now, looking at the pay packages for top executives, while they may seem high to some, they are within the range of their peers, and it appears that they are trying to bring these levels closer to the target. The question of whether executive pay is truly aligned with performance is always a subjective one, but at least they are trying to be more responsible and give that power to the stockholders. This should create more trust in company management. True to this always, I am not a financial advisor. This is all purely for information and educational purposes. Thanks for watching Corporate Decoder. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe and comment and let me know which company we should analyze next.